Let's see.
Welcome back to another Will Make a Way live stream. And tonight we're gonna talk about why modern dating sucks. You got all these shows on YouTube with these Kendra G's and well, it used to be kept saying everybody want a man, everybody want a woman, but people can barely get right. They can't find nobody. The men, they want a supermodel, and the women want a rich dude that's 6 foot tall. So we're gonna talk about it tonight. Now, if you catch this on the replay, comment, like, subscribe. We appreciate you tuning in. And we got Rush the Truth tonight, and we got Deuce to start off. So if you want to come on up, you can come on up. But let's go ahead and see what's going on. How are you doing tonight, Deuce?
What's going on, brother?
Appreciate you joining the panel. Rush the Truth, you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. We appreciate you. So we're going to get straight into it, man. I'm not sure if you guys are in the dating market or not, but we all know what's going on. We see what's going on. Would you happen to say that the dating scene today is kind of rough looking out there? I think so.
I've seen quite a few rough instances. I think it's I think it is challenging. I think so.
Okay. Mr. Deuce, you think you think it's a little challenging nowadays?
I think it just depends on what you're looking for.
Depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for and where you're looking and how you're looking.
Yeah, you're right about that. And what about age? Are you a Gen Zer?
I'm a millennial.
You a millennial?
Yeah. 80s.
All right. Okay, so that might you might be in your 30s, your mid 30s, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. The problem I see, right, is that at least in, I guess in the millennial age group, 'cause I'm a millennial as well. Coming from a man's perspective, it seems as the women think that that 6 feet tall, 6 figures, 3-story house dudes are lined up around the corner, and not all, but from what we see out here, That may or may not be true, but you know, that's what I see. But you know, looking on my end, you know, if I had to, you know, look at some of the women out here, it's just I see a lot of superficial stuff, and I'm an old school type cat. You know, when I see you got, you know, too much colors in your hair and stuff like that, I tend to get turned off. But I ain't gonna talk too much. Rush of Truth, coming from a woman's perspective, what would you see or say that will be hindering men in your perspective from, you know, being with a good woman? What they doing wrong or what they doing right?
Well, excuse me. I too am a millennial, so you know I agree with you. Like on the old school aspect of things, it seems like, from what I've noticed, female side, a lot of them have what's the word? I don't know. They've lost touch with the whole female role in some things, and they do. A lot of them do have unrealistic expectations. Like they'll want a guy that makes six figures,
right,
over 6 feet tall, drives nice cars, and you know all of this stuff, has a great job or whatever like that. But look at them, and they don't even really have anything to contribute. You know, like they don't know how to cook. They don't want to clean.
Right.
Some of them don't even want to have kids when the men do want to have kids.
That's true. That's true.
And then there's the whole like me. I'm more of a natural person. Like I don't. My hair is all natural. I don't put any crazy stuff in my hair. No extensions. No. You know, I have highlights, but I don't go crazy. I don't even wear makeup, because I don't like what it does to the skin.
Right.
And it can be a deception. So I've seen a lot of transformation videos where a woman will go from no makeup. You look at her, you look like she looks like somebody like walking around Walmart at 10 o'clock at night in slippers and a, you know, pajama pants on. And then all of a sudden she flourishes into this golden swan, so to speak, all gussied up and everything. And a lot of guys, I've learned that they talking about, well, we need to go swimming on the first date.
Then you go on the first? Oh, swimming. I got you.
Yeah, go swimming on the first date because something ain't adding up. And
right.
The men, you know, there's some men out there too. Like again, the men, a lot of men, they don't know how to do. They don't know what it means to actually be like a man or like a gentleman.
Oh, that's a conversation right there.
They've you know, they've and some of it has to do with you know, the feminist movement and trying to water down masculinity. So there's that. But then, you know, there's guys that just don't know how to be guys. They don't know the basics. They don't know what to look for in a woman, or they just go for, you know, whoever looks good or whatever like that. They don't have any standards. I know a guy that has absolutely, like, basically literally like no standards at all. And he has no kids, but the girl that he's with has like 4 of them from 2 different baby daddies, and
oh wow,
can't have any more, but he wants kids. And it's just like she didn't graduate. She didn't graduate high school, can't really hold a job, but he's in the military. He has a high school education. He has a great job, and it's just like, why? Like no, absolutely no standards at all. She has she doesn't have her own place. She lives with her family, with her kids. And it's like, dude, like, what are you doing? She doesn't have what you're looking for, but you're with her because what, sex?
Yeah, some guys do that. I mean, you got to get away from that as a guy, but you know, I guess nature kicks in. They see what that figure that they like or whatever. Like I said, think about
what
sex.
Figure?
Whatever figure is attractive to that man or that woman.
Well, regardless, I've seen it. I've seen things like it shipped on both ends, on both sides. Like I said, the standard old school way has been frowned upon. Like things that our grandparents, our great grandparents, shoot, even some of our parents. The methods that they did when they were growing up, and they're living. I know my parents; they've been married for almost 40 years.
Right.
And that's not something that a lot of people can say anymore, because it all goes back to like what you married into, and like I can say a lot, but it's on both sides. I've seen it on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Now you said something that is one of my pet peeves. The women in the store, and dudes do it too. But as a man, look at women. When you come in the store with the pajama pants on and the bonnet and the slippers.
Fuzzy slippers, yeah.
Yeah, so when I see that, I automatically discount you. Because to be honest with you, I wouldn't do that. I don't even like going out even in Nike slides. I like to have me some shoes on. But that's just me personally. But when you look like you just got out of bed and go straight in public like that,
right.
I mean, yeah.
I've gone out in like some jogging pants and some Crocs and socks, but that's because that's my chill day. But any other time, I don't know. I definitely don't go out with a bonnet on my head and pajama pants on.
Sweats ain't bad.
Standards. Yeah, I mean, I have standards. I like to be comfortable, but I'm also like that right there. That's a little. I mean, you wearing Cookie Monster pajamas?
Yeah, or SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob or shoot, Betty Boop. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Now, Ronald. I mean, Mr. Deuce. I'm sorry about that. I got you confused from somebody else. Have you ever dated a woman when you was down and had to stay with her?
No.
So while we have, you see some women out there that's, maybe doing all right for themselves. They drive a car, they go to a job, or, they're doing what they got to do. But they'll come across a man that, maybe ain't got it together. He might need to, stay on the couch, but that'll be her man. Why do we see these scenarios? What's up with that? What does a man like that bring to the table for a woman to be like, I'm still going to deal with him?
A lot of times in situations like that, it's an emotional. They may not be satisfying that woman on a financial level, but they basically satisfying her everywhere else, sexually, emotionally, maybe even spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that just may be what that woman is looking for. She got the bill, she got the house, she got whatever. She just needs the other part. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree. I personally, as a man, I just don't feel like you're a man.
Right.
I just don't agree with that. But the different folks, different strokes for different folks.
Right, I understand. And being as you said, that you feel he's not a man. I understand you as a man can say that, but I think I heard when Rush Truth was talking, she said something about something similar to the fact of a real man. He's not a real guy or something like that. Now, this is one thing that I struggle with. And some women like to throw this up on the man and say you're not a real man. Now, Rush Truth, is a woman not being a woman qualified to say what a real man actually is? I mean, or is it just what you want that man to be for you, or whoever female, that female?
Like, what are you're asking? Like, what do I believe a man is? Like,
no,
what makes a man, or
in the date market, some women say he's not a real man, and I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, or this sexist. I don't think a woman can really say what a real man is, or just
what's the definition of a real man?
I think that statement over time has changed, or the perception of it has changed. A lot, like again, back in the day, you would consider a real man someone that had a job, had his own place, had his own car, good head on his shoulders, and had had a drive, for success type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people today think that, and I'm like, it's. I guess it's a matter of opinion now, really. Basically, like, there's the perception of, well, he can't. Only a real man can like they'll bring in sex, like, oh, only a true man can satisfy me on this, or or a real man, he actually drives like a fancy car, because a lot of women, I've noticed that they're into like the materialistic things. They like the fancy cars, the expensive clothes, and the lavish trips and vacation. But if a man isn't able to give her that right away, she automatically writes him off.
Right.
No, even if he's trying,
Right.
He can pursue her and say, like, I can't give you the world, but I can try. I can.
Right. Now, the real man comment, I think maybe I'm thinking too hard about it, right? But I see that as basically a real man to a woman would be whatever she desires in the man, that particular woman, not you, but I'm talking about that whatever woman that's in a scenario. So if she want a man to have a nice car, nice house, that's a real man to her. Or she want him to be a dope dealer, a dope boy, have big gold chains, that's a real man to her. But
I've seen videos where I saw a video where they've walked up to a group of
the gold digger prank
girls and asked them.
Right.
Oh, what did teenage girls say?
They said they wanted a gangster.
That would be a real man in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least in that time of their life. Right.
It's subjective.
Right. But let me tell you, as a man, what I believe a real man is. Right. Y'all correct me wrong. I think a real man is a man that does whatever the hell he wants to do. Right. If he want to sleep under a bridge, a man got to weigh the consequences. He has to weigh the consequences. That's part of being a man. If you do this gonna happen. If you do that gonna happen. So if you decide not to get a job and sleep under the bridge, that's how your life gonna be. But as a man, that's the choice you make, because man is, choices. I think in this world affects a man more harder than it would, a woman. Hope that's not a sexist statement, because ain't nobody gonna be there to usually pick no grown man up like that. So,
No, and society has painted men as being like, that they don't need nurturing or support, or, they've kind of like downplayed them, like, oh, they have it easy, and that's not necessarily true.
Right. Exactly. And
go ahead.
Go ahead with your statement, because I had another point I want to touch on, but it kind of slipped my mind. But go ahead.
To me, a real man is a man that takes care of his responsibilities. That not only does what he has to do, but goes above and beyond what a real man to me is a man that can accomplish his goals.
Sir, are you reading that, or is that coming off your dome?
That's coming off the dome.
Okay, but you would agree for a man to take care of responsibilities and does what he does. That's because that's what he
wants to do,
because he feels like that's what he need to do to be where he need to be.
My real man, my definition of a real man is not a bum. That's not a real man. That is somebody that's making excuses. He don't want to take on responsibility. He don't want to be accountable.
Well, I disagree with that. Then what would he be? I think that's a real man. And that's what he wants. That's what he wants to do.
He's a man. He's not a real man.
He's not a real man. Now, I think he, if he made that choice, well, you're right, because if he weighed that out, and as a real man, myself, I would have to recognize that man's being a real man, being the man he is, and the man he is, and not me as a real man, need to stay away from that real man.
You just gotta respect what they want.
Yeah,
whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah, look, I told you, if you smoke that crack, that's how you're gonna be. But as a real man, you make this. You know what? I want to do that. All right, then go ahead, brother. Yeah, you did what you wanted to do.
You got to respect it, but that don't mean he a real man.
I understand that. That's a valid argument you're making. So,
because you think about it, you're talking about a real man. Does it make a man a real man if he slaps a woman around? That's doing what he want to do.
I guess he wouldn't be a real man, but he'll be an incorrect man.
No, no,
Okay.
a real man in today's standards is
Go
not
ahead.
beating up no women's. They ain't beating up no women. You can't hit. You can't. This ain't. We ain't living in medieval times, ancient time. Um,
Well, hold up. You just said some of these women see a thug as a real man. Thugs, when thugs get mad, they get aggressive. They don't care
again,
if it's a man. Go
it's
ahead.
subjective. That's where you back. That's where it goes back to you, and you're right. It is subjective, and some women like to be slapped around, beat up, yelled at, argumentative. That's
Well,
where I can agree with you on that.
I don't think they like it. I think they tolerate it because they feel like that's how that man might be showing his love. I could be wrong. I'm not a woman.
Right.
I don't think they like that, but I think they tolerate it to a certain extent because they think that's how he's showing himself.
You call it. It's called negging. So basically, let's say you want to talk to a girl. You see a cute girl. You walking, in the grocery store or something like that. You walk up to her, and he be like, and you look at him like, "Damn, your nails ugly." That's called negging, and that's a version of trying to get that woman's attention, or they're not gonna walk up to her and say, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." They're gonna walk up to her and give her like try to down her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they pursue women.
That's kind of like a grade school tactic.
It's a tactic nonetheless.
Right.
But it's a tactic.
Right.
But some women like that though. They like to be this a lot some women got I ain't gonna say a lot, but some women got low self-esteem. They just they even if they're a beautiful woman, they gotta be they gotta be they don't want to be look at themselves like they up here like that. And you got women that's not on that level. You can't walk up to them and say that same thing. You see a big old 300-pound girl walking in the mall or walking in the grocery store, wherever. You can't walk up to them like, "Damn, why you 300 pounds?"
No, you can't do that.
Because that's going, bring her down a level.
Yeah, you can ask out to dinner though.
Why? How many dinners?
You hell, boy.
But so let's switch gears. Has the internet, social media, affected the way people see dating now?
I think so.
And maybe that's why you say your parents been together for 40 years because they didn't have all these distractions.
Right, but they also knew what they wanted. They had standards. Still have standards. They didn't want. There was no playing around. They came together and they knew what they wanted. They had the same goals, mindset, and of course, loved each other, and here they are now.
Right. I feel you on that. I think the internet is played a heavy role, and I guess we would say some of the music too.
Yeah, a lot of even Hollywood stuff that they have on TV now.
Right, because I guess from a man's perspective, women just expect men to have money to take care of everything, which that's a good thing. I don't knock that. If you can do it, you can do it. But the fact is that the way the economy is now, everybody ain't upper class. They might be upper middle class, but it might take two. So nowadays, I'm not saying it can't happen, but for one partner to carry the other partner, that's gonna be kind of tough. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, well, see that, and that's why I say, there's also like I understand that the economy is pretty rough at the moment. So if he can show me that he's dedicated and not let anything knock him down, he's driven, then I don't have a problem with it. Now it's only if you tell me it's one thing if you tell me and then just sit on your ass and not make anything happen. But it's another thing when you actually get up and start making moves, because then you show me that you're serious. And and I don't even have a problem helping. I'll hey, look, birthday coming up. Tell me what you need. What do you want? I'll I may not have a lot myself, but I'll try to make it happen for you to help you succeed in what you want to do. Because in the end, it's we got a common goal. So I want to make sure that you succeed because in the end, it's going to be us that succeed.
Yeah, it's building together.
Right. So and a lot of it is teamwork as well. Even in a marriage, it's teamwork. But again, some of these kids today, they don't understand that. They want the man to work, bring home all the money, and just she sit home. Maybe she works, but then she comes home, dinner's not cooked. Dishes are still piled up in the sink. Laundry is probably trying to wash itself. But he comes home and he's probably tired, drained. But but you're not willing to help him out. And he wants to come home to a wife and might be a hot meal, but a lot of women won't do that.
No.
Example.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about brother Steve Harvey. Think like a man, act like a woman.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Think like a man, act like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How many marriages has this brother been in since he's been relevant?
Is it 2 or 3?
2 or 3. I think it's 3. The marriage he in now is the 3rd.
Oh, how much? I thought it was 4, but
great, it might be.
And but this is he's a hypocrite because he's selling a book to millions of women, black women, about how to think like a man and act like a woman, and this is what you should be doing. But you telling women all this, and it's not even working for you. And right. One of the he got some others. I don't know if you can pull it up, but he got another. I think he was doing an interview. He was telling the guy, if you as the man, that woman should want for nothing. And in that statement itself, I don't disagree with that. But that doesn't mean whatever that situation you're in with that woman, she doesn't have to attribute to anything in their relationship.
Right. That's the old mentality. It's like I'd say back in the day, maybe our parents' generation, you might have seen some of that because it wasn't as many opportunities for women. I mean, it was like opportunities were, but not like it is now. And a lot of men did manual labor jobs, like, they actually paid pretty good. And, they've been there for a while, like worked in some kind of factory or plant or did some kind of construction or something like that. But now, there's opportunities for women because she could sit at a desk behind an officer and, in the office and make more money than somebody out there on putting a damn roof on a house.
Exactly.
So that old mentality ain't gonna really work now.
Not for the average person. That scholar is rich. That man is rich to the point where he can go out there and do what he's talking about. But the average, the median man is not going to be able to do that.
No, hell no.
Unless you work together. 150, 200, 300. Even if you're making that, even these days, that's you just a high middle class person,
right?
That don't mean you can do everything.
Do you feel like today's music and the internet and social media in general has affected
No, it has a heavy influence. It's not. It doesn't affect. It has a heavy influence. What's her name?
Booty Hole Brown.
Booty Hole Brown, Sukihana.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that she's coming out with her own line of lip gloss or something?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she gonna put it in booty holes.
Oh wow.
No, like this. If you let me see. I gotta find it on my phone because I got it earlier. Y'all can keep talking. I'm gonna look for it. But like the stuff that she is. Like her products, like the names of it are disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like still, Yeah, okay. So, releasing lip gloss line with flavors like coochie juice,
Oh wow.
sex on my period, yellow
Oh no.
discharge, gonorrhea, and more.
Oh no. I mean
Th- those
that. Go ahead.
those are women today. Those are some of the women today. And just because of who she is, you're gonna have a lot of females running out and buying that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think, well, with social media, I guess we'll include, I don't know if that's social media. Let's say dating apps. You got Tinder and Black and what's another one? Hinge,
Hookup
Meet
apps.
Me, yeah, Match and all this kind of stuff. So everything's like, microwave hookups now. And, I think it's probably a problem because you could get this person and be like, nah, this person ain't hitting on much. Let me go to the next person. You keep doing that. The next thing you know, whether you're a man or a woman, maybe you don't get, some babies out of these situations. And then you still going and going. And by the time you get old, you be like, okay, let me get serious. You're going to end up on a show like Kendra Dree, but you got all this baggage behind you where, it might be too late, Well, I guess it's never too late, but you still got the same expectation you got when you was younger in your 20s, but you got it now in your 40s, and you done bounced around so much because it's like a microwave dating scene that, you might get stuck out here by yourself. Whether you a man or a woman.
Yeah, she tried to have her cake and eat it too, in a sense. She wanted a man, but then she wanted to, play drive through with all the others, and come out with a happy meal in the end with probably about 3 of them, but then still want the main one that she's chasing.
Mm-hmm. Now, Rush of Truth, I'm not sure if if you got any kind of women's sector stuff that you might pay attention to, like Ben got all this stuff on YouTube, MGTOW and Red Pill and all that. Because a lot of these guys saying that let's go out the country and get a better woman. So, is there anything equivalent like that to a woman? Is she saying, well, let me stop dealing with these, Americanized men? Let me go get me a a Zimbabwe man, or anything like that.
I mean, I've only seen stuff like that on like 90 Day Fiance,
mm-hmm.
where she'll start a relationship with some foreign guy, and she'll buy him stuff, send him stuff, and she's looking like a whole sack of potatoes, and
it's reversed.
It's reversed because she a big woman.
She the woman. She doing the woman. It's reversed because the woman is doing. She taking care of the man so she can just keep him and,
so she can have one.
So she can have a
because
man.
Because to the men over there, of course, like she's basically considered rich.
Right. Mm. And I think a lot of these other guys doing that too. Because a lot of women, I guess, abroad, not it depends abroad where you go. I mean, if you go to England and try to get a woman, she ain't gonna care. But if you go like, I don't know, what, Brazil or something like that, and you got a couple American dollars, I think, those women might be a little different because of their culture. But at the end of the day, I think it's universal just because of nature.
It's universal because of the internet. It's universal because of the internet. Now, them women in Brazil, them little broke women in Brazil, they make an Instagram profile. They make.
You right about that? You right about that?
They gonna make a profile, and now they have access to those that same money, that same American man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so some of these guys, they feel like it's easier just to, date abroad because, they can show that woman something that, they show American woman, she be like, okay, and what? But a woman abroad be like, oh, wow, you know what I'm saying? And they might have the thought that you can bring them over here. So some of these men saying it's easy just to do that.
This is what I want to know. Will, I want to ask you this.
Go ahead.
Do you think it's as American culture as a whole, how do we turn not only women but men. But I'm specifically talking about women back in a specific direction. I'm talking about as a whole, as in general. I'm not talking about specifically. So I gotta be careful with my word. I'm not talking about specifically, but in general, how do we get the mass majority of our women back into a right mindset? If you understand what I'm trying to say.
It's gonna be a real sexist answer, and a lot of women that's watching this, I'm sorry. I hope you stay subscribed. They ain't gonna like the answer.
Oh no, don't be sorry, man. Just say what it is.
You gotta strip them. You gotta strip them of a lot of opportunities that men have. And they're gonna have to be more reliant on the man. Whether that man only making $19 an hour, he's still doing something. And that woman she gonna have to be that corporate job is for men. It's for men.
Why is it that you see the Mexican man on the construction job that barely got his green card and his visa, got the woman at home cooking for all the kids, and he, you know what I'm saying? It's just different. It's a difference in cultures.
That's a culture thing.
I just feel like as an American culture, it's going too far. Go ahead, Rush the Truth.
Yeah, no, I mean it's cultural and it's a mindset as well. Because a lot of these cultures they are, they do have it to where, yes, only men can, be allowed to do this, and the woman is because the woman by nature is supposed to be a nurturer. Right. And instead of her doing the nurturing, she's out there trying to do the man stuff, the money, the money running, the money making type of thing. Because of course, like the earliest feminist movement was, of course, to allow women to be able to do things like drive, vote, right. Go places without men. But then over time, they were like, well, I shouldn't be sitting at home taking care of the kids. I want to get out there and, not saying that a woman can't work, but there's certain things that, they just decide to abandon because society just allows it.
Right.
And it's a culture, and again, it's just a cultural thing. I don't know what the laws are like for women, like in Mexico, but you do definitely see them here taking care of the kids. They go grocery shopping. They make sure the house is together before their husband comes home. I mean, we say Mexicans, but there's others that do it too.
Yeah.
But it's like a matter of like, how do they really want to treat their man? He's out there working. Again, what are you going to contribute? You had his kids, great, but that doesn't just stop there.
And and that you mentioned, where you guys mentioned Mexican women, compared to other American women, whether they black or white, they'll work too. I've been to a Mexican tire shop, and and the woman is out there checking the tires with their damn husband running the damn shop.
I've seen that. Or they're on the road with them. They might do a trucking thing together. They might, drive cross country.
Yeah, or do a little bit of outside work, whether it's at the flea market. Where the Americanized women be like, man, I ain't about to do all that.
Hey, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Why it's fresh on your mind? Go ahead, brother.
This is what I need. This is what I need people to thinking about. Okay, let's ask a question. How long have women been able to handle things financially on their own without a family? I'm just thinking back historically wise. Let's go back to the 50s.
I don't know if you go back that far. I would say maybe 70s, 80s. I would say 70s.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I think it depends, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe it depends on your race, but yeah, go ahead.
Basically, the question I'm asking is, how long have women been independent in the United States? Like independent, not just basic rights. I mean, like, okay, this woman making $200,000. She making this much. She don't need no man. That's what I'm trying to say. How long? When did that start? What was the beginning period of that for women?
That's a good question. I guess we can we're used when they was able to vote as a barometer for that. Let me see here.
So that was what, 1950, 60,
When
50 something,
women
which is relatively recent.
could vote. Let me look it up now. I got a very sophisticated system over here that I can look up information from across the world. Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's too early. That said that was on
No, that
1920.
was the 30s. Okay, yeah, that's the 30s. That's right. That's right. That's still recent.
Check to see when women could work, cause like I'm looking up something right now about the women's right movement. It's a timeline.
So yeah, once y'all find this information, I'm getting somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay. But okay, while you're looking at the information though,
So what I'm saying,
ahead.
all I'm saying is, whatever that time things like that generally started to begin for women.
mm-hmm.
You can take that point in history and move it all the way up to now. And what today in 2023 is the culmination of that, freedom or I don't know, consequences. I don't know how you say it exactly, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
So,
I guess go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was about to share what I read on the timeline.
Go ahead and share.
So like in 1869, maybe this will give it more of a the general. But Arabella Mansfield is granted admission to practice law in Iowa, making her the first woman lawyer. And there was another female, Ada Kipley, who becomes the first woman in the U.S. to graduate from law school. That was in 1869.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in 1839, the first state, Mississippi, grants women the right to hold property in their own names with permission from their husbands. So between there, I think is where that started. Because in 1872, Victoria Woodhull becomes the first female presidential candidate in the United States.
And what year?
1872.
Hold on. You going too far back.
Yeah, okay, that's way far back. But
let me clarify.
I didn't know that but that's really far back.
I didn't know that was some good information. I did not know that. Let me clarify. Okay, what I mean is more social, more when it was more socially accepted.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, it would have been by men to bring women into the forefront of certain things. Okay, we're gonna make this woman the CEO of this company. We're gonna make this woman the president of this company.
Oh, you talking about as far as having like high title?
Right.
Position?
And not just the first ones, but when it started becoming, more normal. Okay, she's the CEO of this company. Okay, she's competent. She, what I'm saying, when men stop basically saying, okay, women can't do this, we're gonna put in this position. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say late 60s, early into the 70s.
I'm gonna say late 50s. I would say it's really around about the 50s. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, you take the 50s all the way up to now, and what has that constituted for not women specifically, but for the American family dynamic, if you understand what I'm saying. How has that contributed or neglected? I'm not using the right word. How is that going back and what is the dynamic between women gaining power and family and the social construct of what's going on right now? Basically what's going on right now to me is like, it ain't even I don't need no man. I don't need no man. That was 10 years ago.
You're gonna
remember.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Will. I keep cutting you off.
I guess as a woman, because men are naturally, a woman would want to see a man make money, be able to provide and take care of the family and all that stuff. But as a woman, you might end up with Oprah syndrome, where you feel like ain't nobody gonna be good enough because you don't have to pull up with nothing, you don't have to take nothing, you can buy everything. I can, I mean, what the hell? And you might end up in a situation like it was this other woman that she was kind of like that. As she used to be on, I think it was called Love and no, it wasn't Love and Hip Hop. I think it was Housewives of Atlanta. You ever heard that show, Rush Truth?
Yeah, I heard of it.
It was a woman on there named I think she was like Miss America back in the days, Miss something black. I think her name was Kenya. Kenya. And she was on a high horse and got up there old, was dating and couldn't get nothing like that, and then she ended up getting with some young dude and just having a baby or something like that. So I think that would be the effects of what Ronald's talking about. What Duke's talking about with some of these women. Mm-hmm. Because it's like a gift and a curse. You're doing good for yourself, you're doing all that, but you put yourself in a position with the guy where the guy might feel like because she might be on a high horse and trying to tell him what to do at the same time because of her economical status and really men, right? Maybe when he's younger, he might be like, "Oh, she got money. I can ride that. I can, she got the money. I can do a thing." But he gonna get tired of that, and then he ain't gonna care about the money. He's gonna care about how he being treated and what she doing. He'll be more at peace going back by himself, being broke, than dealing with this, this nut with money. So to sum it all up, you're gonna have Oprah syndrome, and you might be alone because all that power. Hopefully, it could be humbled, and you still can have be dating and come out the dating scene with a husband and maybe a family without turning around and be like Kenya Moore and you 50 years old and just having a baby because you've been on that high horse for so long.
Oh yeah, and just kind of, I know this isn't about dating, but kind of a recent situation right now. What's happening is a situation between Young Jeezy and Jenny Ma. I guess how you say that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just seen something about that today.
They've been married maybe about 2 years, and he divorced her, which is rare actually. And this is what I'm just thinking about the whole situation is like, what was going on when he had to put in the divorce papers? Because it's usually I think it's more than like 50-60% women put in divorce papers for a divorce. So to me, for a man to start to initiate the divorce, it had to be bad. Bad. But go ahead.
Well, what's true? Did you have something to say before I went on that whole tangent with the Oprah syndrome?
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I heard a story that she was sexting somebody else, but I don't really believe that because it all didn't really come out yet. But I seen another story today that it could be more believable, but we don't know what's going on yet. That Jeezy got tired of putting up, I guess what her family values and the way because I can imagine when she with her parents and back with her. What she is, Korean or whatever she is.
Asian. She's like Asian, Japanese, Chinese, something like that.
Yeah, so when she go back to her family or whatever, they might be proud of her doing good. Yeah, but they don't care about how much money she got and nothing like that. It's still gonna be tradition.
Asians don't play that. Indians don't play that. Interracial. That's like, I'm gonna just say certain people are below them as far as interracial dating. They don't play that like we in America do. America is willy-nilly. We don't care. Black, white, black, it's whatever. But over in those other countries, they are strict. They don't play about that.
No,
they're strict. They're strict, and they're I think also like with Indian culture, they don't necessarily marry for love either.
Right. They got to keep the line going.
The blood.
Right, they do it quick.
Right, and they have like the lowest divorce rate.
All right, she said her mom loved Jeezy.
Well, she might have a temper problem. Well, I looked on Jenny Ma's Instagram today, and she still got Jeezy up there. She didn't take him down yet, so I don't know. Like I said, we ain't heard nothing from nobody on the situation besides, rumors and the fact that a divorce been filed. But a reason why, that's not official yet. I don't know.
Another little rando situation. I ain't gonna say rando, but trending, kind of slightly trending situation is your boy from the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy, and his wife, and the situation going on with him, his wife, and Tyrese. What I don't like about DJ, I'm not about to go in on this dude. I ain't about to do it right now, but why would you ask Tyrese, sweet lady? Why would you ask Tyrese to mend your relationship between you and your wife? From what I understand, you're supposed to go back to the I guess it would be the preacher or whoever the counselor. You don't go to no freaking R&B singer to try to mend your relationship with you and your wife. What that R&B singer gonna do is take your wife. That's what he gonna do, or attempt to, at least.
I don't know. The whole situation sound weird. I guess I don't know. Say you had a homeboy and a homegirl, but y'all went to school together since middle or elementary school. Y'all all know each other, but they decided to hook up, to be like, get married. But you knew everybody since y'all been coming up teenagers or little or whatever. So maybe they feel like, well, Deuce could be a mediator. They might not bring you in, but you know of them and you see them doing bad. You might be like, man, come on, bro, what you doing, bro? And then at the same time, you can go to her. Come on, Sandy, y'all been in this for a long time, Sandy. What you doing? So maybe one of those situations where everybody knew everybody for so long that I don't know. The whole situation sounds weird to me, to be honest with you, though.
I'm just saying no. Russian truth.
As far as, so even with my parents, like, and even me, I even hold this standard as well. Even if I'm not in a relationship, I'm not going to text a married man. Period. Like, I say period, but the only exceptions, like stuff in on the military side where you got to contact your squad leader or your commander or whatever.
Just in general.
But in general, like, no, I'm not gonna text a married man. And even with my folks, like, they have neighbors. They have their neighbors that are married, that are behind, that stay behind them. And when his wife texts my dad about a situation, everybody pressed the brakes real quick. Of course, my dad didn't respond, and then it wasn't it didn't blow up or anything like that. But it didn't.
He knew his boundaries.
Of course, Mama wasn't playing that. And of course he knew his boundaries. And even if you do have friends, I mean, like, I have friends. I don't have a lot of friends, but I do have friends. But even if and most of my friends that I do have, like, we've known each other for a while. And, we're real cool and stuff like that. But even in a relationship, I got a guy friend and I'm dating. I'm not really going to be the same. I'm not going to really message you or call you the same. Even if he's in a relationship.
Right.
Just out of respect for the girlfriend and their relationship as a whole, I'm not even going to do that. Even though he might say, yeah, she's all right, it's cool, she's not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make any speculation, make anything feel uncomfortable. I'm not going to be that in between type of thing. I start to distance off a bit. Still, we can still be cool to each other in public and stuff like that and whatever. But I tend to dial it back, but out of respect for the relationship, because
Correct.
that's what it should be.
Right. I mean, if somebody hits you up on some work related stuff, I mean, as long as it stick to the work,
And
I guess
that's
it ain't too bad.
and that's different. And typically that stuff is like in a group chat.
Yeah. Now,
Like they might not see it as harmless, but I'm like, nah, we're not. I'm not. I don't even need to, get you in that situation.
now back to the initial dating thing, and and women taking care of bums and stuff like that. Now, you said something at the beginning where basically to the effect of you see potential in a guy or whatever, and he trying. I think that's one thing that does make a woman. The fact that she will, say, well, okay, well, I'm at least give him a chance to give him a try, even if he don't. Because guys at least don't really look at it like that. They kind of be like, oh, she ain't got this going on. She got that too much going on. Hell no. Either we going to smash her or we ain't going to be nothing. So I give women that. They do try to give, some brothers a chance, because they try to look at more than just what's in front of them in their face at the moment. So I give them that, but it can stab them in the back too. You got to be careful with that.
Yeah, and I've seen it go both ways. I mean, more so related to men, as far as a woman, but that also depends again, like, what does she see that others don't see? Because I've seen it to where a guy has been like struggling to try to get like his own business off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, he still wants to pursue a family. But every woman that he's probably been with, because at the moment he's trying to make both happen, she's not willing to be patient and understanding and see what it could be. And he's probably working his butt off. Like, he's not just sitting there talking about it. He's actually up and doing it. So I know for me, again, if I see that you are making the effort, I'm going to also encourage you. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't trying to wait all day to become Mrs. I ain't trying to say you got to become, Daddy Warbucks before we get married. Because that's a situation that can your relationship that you can build into your relationship.
Right.
But and I've seen to where, who is it? What's that boxer? I see his face, but I can't call his name.
Adrian Broner?
No. What's the Irish?
You talking the one that fought Floyd Mayweather?
McGregor.
Yeah, McGregor.
Yeah, like I read about how his wife stuck with him when he started, getting out there and going out to all the fights and stuff like that. It was difficult, but again, she saw potential, and now look, millions. So it's and some people might call it, oh well, you're stupid for doing that. Like, no, not at all. Again, he's out there. He's actually doing it. So and it's teamwork, because again, even in a marriage, you might marry somebody who has all this money. It looks like everything was together when you got together. You got married, and then shit hits the fan. And
no matter how much money he
had. Investments. Yeah, maybe he made some bad investments, lost business, whatever. And so you go from living in a nice, beautiful home, you probably got to downsize, or you probably got to cut some things. Is she going to stick around? She wasn't there when you built that will. So she didn't see all the heartache and blood, sweat, and tears that you put into it.
Yeah. And I think that's like Snoop Dogg wife too. I think Snoop Dogg might got caught with some cheating stuff. back in the day, but she known Snoop Dogg before. I think I want to put this up on the stream. Like I said, before he before he got what he got now, when he was a teenager in the street, and they still together. Because I could imagine unless you get somebody that's doing the same thing, but then it'd be easy for that person to leave you too. But somebody that known you before you got to that level, you might have a better bond, or a more tighter bond, I should say.
Right. Yeah, because they were there from the beginning. They saw what you went through. You went through it together.
Right. Right. So, do you you think, I guess what you call dating apps, that's a good thing now? Is it expediting the process of making families?
So, I've been on dating apps, and I've seen both sides. I've seen to where people, and I'm not talking about the ridiculous commercials that they throw in our faces. I'm talking about actual in-person people that I've worked with and known who did find their husband and wife online, doing online dating.
Right.
And they're, doing great. They're, starting families, whatever, building a life together. And then I've also seen the other end, and I've also been on the other end where, it's just nothing but it's a bunch of lies, everything. Like you can spend as much time talking to this person online, over the phone, even meet up, and start to become, familiar with each other, building that relationship type of thing. And then you find out they're not who they say they are.
Correct.
So, and that's not even, I've even had it happen to me, like in person, not even dating app, just somebody, worked with, or, and hit it off. And that didn't work out. That turned, into a mess. So but back to the dating app thing, like you can be as specific, as my personal experience, as specific as possible as to what you're looking for, what you're wanting. And you'll get these ridiculous guys that really try to shoot their shot. And you look on their profile and they probably got, their shoes on the wrong foot. It's like, I guess you didn't read what I wrote.
Right. I've tried dating apps too, and had some ups and downs. I guess seen it all on there. My thing is, some people don't disclose enough information until you actually get to the meeting point. That's one thing I didn't like, and but I guess that's, like you say, people being fake online, or just not being forthcoming until it's it's too late. And
yeah, right. Like, I've had it to where, like, I get, you don't want to put everything out there. You're not trying to open up your whole life and, give them everything about you, but just the basics, just to see, like, okay, do we have the same beliefs? Like, are you same party affiliation? Because a lot of people, political affiliation is a big deal. Do you, what are your likes and this, things like that. Okay, then, okay, cool. We got that in common. Sure. Now we can proceed to get to know each other more and see where this goes. And then later on down the road, you find out that they're actually a fraud and whatnot. But like I said, I've seen it happen on both sides.
Right. Right.
Let me share a screen so I can. I want your thoughts on this.
All right, go ahead and load it up, and we'll see what's going on with that.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are two marriage proposals. Not marriage proposals, but
no, yeah, vows or vow exchanges. I saw that earlier
vow
too.
Exchanges.
What happened here? Break it down.
They're just two different types of marriage. Let's look at the first one.
For work.
For richer.
For richer.
For poor.
For poorer.
She paused when he said for poor.
We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Bria made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke. In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did. So you
is that a real wedding?
You just keep going.
This is a real wedding.
Yeah. All right. For better.
For better.
For worse.
For worse.
For richer.
For richer.
For poor.
I'm gonna mute that. So basically, like she had objections when the preacher said for richer or for poor. So basically, like the way I look at this is if the guy she's marrying goes broke, is poor, she's not there for that. But to compare,
show the other one.
So to compare and contrast, this is another one.
Okay.
We did talk about that in counseling.
In a million words to say, to tell you how much I love you. But one thing I want to tell you and promise you, Miles, is I'll forever submit to you. I'll forever submit to you. I'll forever submit to you, Miles. I'll forever respect you, Miles. I'll forever honor you, Miles, as the head of our home and no other. There is no other, there is no one, no plans of hell will ever prosper in our marriage and will ever hold me not to be a wife that is a Proverbs 31 woman. I will become that woman that builds the home as I follow you, as you follow Christ. That is the only thing that we will do in our household. And I promise and I vow that in heaven they hear. On earth, I declare and decree, I shall be in a million words to say.
So what you think about that? That was two different marriage vows. In the first one, when the preacher said for richer or for poor, she was like, I don't know if your behind go broke and you know things ain't copacetic and everything ain't. I don't know if I'm gonna be with you. But the other vows, she was basically submitting it to the man no matter what. Like, okay, I'm with you no matter what.
Well,
what you think about that?
I think both of the situations are dangerous.
Okay.
Now, the first situation with the man and for the richer or for the poor thing, right? I can understand, you know, where she coming from, but you know, it's kind of embarrassing the way she done it because I think just naturally as a woman that marry a man want to know that, you know, it's some kind of security. I ain't saying you got to be Superman security, but she, you know, she want to know that, at least feel like something's being taken care of, like, you know, he my rock in a sense. She just overdoing it. And
I say the same thing. Yeah.
And being, you know, embarrassing. Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, she need to calm down a little bit and just understand that, you know, which I'm pretty sure she do. Maybe she's putting on that, you know, you got to work together. It's going to be ups and downs.
Right.
So that's what I feel about that one. Now, for the second one, which might be a little worse, because she said, I'm going to obey you. I'm going to do all this. I'm going to do all that. You're going to be the head of the household long as you follow what Christ say. So if she determined that you ain't doing what the Lord say, she's dropping you like a bad habit. So it's you know, go ahead.
See, okay, so if you read Proverbs 31,
hold on, let me cut you off. One moment, and we're gonna go back to that. You know, you the head of the household, but I'm telling you, if you ain't doing this, you ain't leading the way I think you should be led. it could be over. But go ahead.
No, okay, so to me, I mean, like I think she did in the second video.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have gotten down on my knees and
Yeah.
got all that to that, no, that just nope, sorry. But however, as far as like she's relating it to the biblical standpoint. Now I'm not saying again it's got to be all flamboyant, but biblically speaking, Christian women do relate to the Proverbs. They do use the Proverbs 31 as a outline, I guess you could say, for how a woman should be for her husband and a household.
Right.
And maybe she, maybe she was just really excited to finally be with this man. I don't know, but he, she's like, as long as you follow Christ, I'm with you, because you got there's that foundational thing for her.
Mm-hmm.
You saying that you're a Christian, you saying that hey, as long as you follow Christ, yes.
Right.
But I think as far as like, and again, maybe she was just crazy excited because she finally landed one. Hallelujah.
That might be right too.
So but I'm looking at his face on it. Like I watched it earlier, but now watching it on repeat, I'm just looking at how he got his arms crossed and he's like nodding his head. I'm just looking at his body language. That doesn't that doesn't sit well with me on that. Like she's being very well and outspoken and heartfelt, and he's just standing there like, yeah, that's right, yeah, get down on your knees, exactly, yes. And that's just how it looks to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like arms crossed. Why are your arms crossed?
Do we know what country this is, or what their home country is if they're in America? Do we know that?
I don't know.
She sounds like she has some kind of accent.
She can't be American though. Ain't no way. She might be Colombian or
maybe she's from the islands. Maybe she.
Yeah. But yeah,
I don't know. That to me, like getting down on both knees, and yeah, that to me just seems like that's a bit much.
Yeah, it's a little exaggerated, a little too much.
Yeah, like.
But the first girl, like, Negro, if anything happened, I'm out of here. So.
And she's like, "Oh, we did go over that in counseling," and he's like, "Yeah, yes, we did."
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah, so it's like,
So, dudes, in both of these scenarios, which man would you want to be? The first one or the second one?
The second one, because I wouldn't trust the first one.
You think she's just about money?
Even though the second one might seem a little exaggerated, over the top, the second one is seems like she gonna be there for him no matter what, pretty much. Even if go ahead.
First one just sounds like she already got a plan B or an escape route.
Yeah.
So I don't trust that. That's just me.
Yeah, do seem like I would say I would be the second man too, but I think the first one. I think she made a bad display, but I want to say, well, I guess I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I want to say she might not be, she can't be that damn silly, but you're in the wedding, you're in front of people.
I don't know. I think she is that silly.
You think she's silly?
Doing that? Yeah, she's doing that in the wedding, in the front of all these people. It ain't like it's behind doors. She playing around. She's like, okay, I'm about to get married, and the preacher is sitting here saying I have to obey, and respect this man, and rich or poor, and she's making almost fun of that situation in front of all those people. So I couldn't even imagine what she would be like in the, and behind closed doors.
Well, he wasn't making too much fun too, but he made a little gotcha type thing with the obey stuff. Mm-hmm. He enjoyed that obey stuff.
Who's the who was that boxer? Well, I keep getting them confused. Jay Paul, or
Yeah.
he was the one that he just got engaged, and his fiance was all over the place prior to them dating.
You talking about Logan Paul, not Jake. You talking
There
about
you go,
Logan.
Logan Paul. I knew I was gonna mess it up. I always mess it up. But you know, you knew what I was talking about. You knew where I was getting at.
Right.
But yeah, Logan Paul, like, you know, she's all over the place. With all these men, you can go Google her and find her with all of these different men, and he proposes to her, and her reaction, like he's excited. Again, I'm looking at the body language. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up quick enough, but he gets down, you know, traditionally, and he looks all excited and everything, and she's just, let me see, I think I got it.
Okay.
Let's see, it's TMZ. Yeah, okay, so let me see if I can.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And if y'all look at this, y'all go ahead, like and subscribe. Hold on. Go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to replay, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this stream right here.
Also, if you like this, let us know what you want us to talk about, man. Let us know what you want us to hear. What you want to hear.
Let's check out Rush the Truth. She sent us a little something. It looked like via TMZ. This is gonna be instant copyright. Let me see if I can maybe get some sound action. Oh, I appreciate that, Deuce, too. Fighting back his own tears. So, let's see what we got. So, without you still there, dudes? We ain't gonna hold you too much longer. We're gonna get up out of here.
I'm still here.
Let's see what Logan Paul got to say on this one here.
Okay.
Y'all can hit audio?
Yeah.
So you like to get married here? What about engaged?
That's Logan Paul. He fought Roman Reigns. He fought Ricochet. He fought Seth Rollins. Now he faces his biggest challenge yet. Fighting back his own tears.
Baby, I love you so much.
Logan Paul was a sobbing mess as he proposed to his now fiancee, model Nina Agdal. It was the sweetest moment, though. I was choked up watching this video. Devin told me the same thing. Ed said the same thing. You've got the three of us like crying at our desks watching this. You guys?
You're the girl of my dreams. I never thought I'd find you. And now that I have, I never want to let you go.
I'm getting the chills again.
She about to get a bag.
Congrats, Logan! Now you're making grown men cry inside and outside the ring. Okay,
So-
put them out of their misery.
You think she might get a bag?
She about to get a big bag. I give him a year or two. Two, three at the max.
How come, man? Let's elaborate on that. How come you only give them that long?
I don't know. These celebrities, man, they just. Logan Paul, you got to think this man been rich since they was, what, 16, 17, something like that. Him and his brother been YouTube famous, YouTube rich, viral. I mean, these boys got money. They got big money. But I don't know, man. That's just me. I don't.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. I guess they can afford it if it do fuck up. I mean,
Right.
you don't want that to happen, but I guess they can afford it. But when I see situations like this, I think he almost, I guess, would be, I won't say have to marry her. He don't have to marry her. but because he don't got no kids, right?
I don't think so. Sorry.
No, he doesn't have
Right. And she probably don't got no kids. You know, being in his position, because I mean, why would you know? I mean, you can do what you want to do, but in his position, why would you do that when it's playing women out here with no kids? And if he wants that, you know, a kid to come out, which of course would boost even more his social media, because now you get in a relationship and you got a baby to put on camera or whatever, right? So in this situation, it probably would be, I know you don't want to hear it, best to get married to her, and you know, if he want a kid. I mean, he could just knock her up, but she probably don't want that. Now, it's what I'm saying too far fetched.
I think he could. I mean, he's Logan Paul. He's not a nobody.
Right. So he can knock up anybody.
You're right. He practically could get any woman he wanted. I'm not fully, you know, I'm not familiar with, you know, his dating preferences or his past, but she just like all the flags roll off of her. all the red flags.
Yeah, but being that he can get any woman he want, right, in that position, I'm just trying to imagine myself if I was in that position. He probably already had that, right? But it would take a certain type of woman, you know, for him, or whatever kind of type he like, woman he like, for him to actually want to marry her and be with her. I mean, being with any type of woman, just because you would have any type of woman that would be happy to get knocked up by him, but that's the type of woman you don't want to knock up. You feel what I'm saying? You just want to play around with them, which I'm pretty sure he done had a whole busload of women. But he been, I guess, maybe playing it safe.
I mean,
is y'all with me?
It's something about, you know, like you can find her with you can Google her and find her with like 20 different guys.
20.
Well, that's a mistake, but
but that's what he want though. So I mean, who are we to judge?
Yeah,
we think it's wrong. We know it's wrong. He's an idiot to me.
Let me see, because I'm just going off of this marriage thing, and be honest with you, I don't know nothing about this woman. Let me look her name up.
She's like a model or something. But she's, to me, like I said, she's a nobody. Like
pretty much. Like I think his name is bigger than hers.
Oh yeah, big facts. Models make money now, but
so she been in pictures. I see her in pictures with a couple of men, but like she was like with guys, like relationships, or
some of them were relationships.
She been with a lot of guys, like a lot of even celebrity guys, like over 50, 40. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, so I can't even argue with you guys on that. All I can say is, I guess is what he won't, like Deuce said, but I'm pretty sure he done had like Rush the Trooper saying any woman, you probably don't want it. I don't know, maybe there's something about this one that he just be like he gonna go to the next step. Like I say, and cause this could be flipped too for, you know, more social media hype, couple thing, whatever. Social media entertainment. Oh, now you're in a relationship, and you know they can have a baby if that happens, and that's just it don't matter what. He could be goddamn, I don't know, rolling down the street like you know, stop, drop, roll on fire, and people still gonna watch it. So I don't know.
Right. So.
I mean, there's other videos of her with them, them together, and just how she treats him is another thing. I can't find the video right now. But like they're on air and live, and she tells him on air live that, ew, your breath stinks. So it's, you know, it's certain things. I mean, I know we're just going off of like one video,
right?
But there was other things that I've seen in regards to her and, you know, their relationship and things like that. That's just like, why? But I mean, hey, that's what he wants. Again, they're two grown adults.
Right.
It ain't my relationship.
Right. But if like I said, she been with all those guys and whatever. Yeah, if I was him, I wouldn't just, I guess, be with any woman, you know, as far as marrying, but, you know, I have fun with him. But I guess he could, you know, still choose, you know, somebody that's not popular, but maybe he likes that popular, I don't know, a model. She's out there in the public type woman. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Cause when this started, when I was talking about, you know, he might have had it for, I thought she was just a regular woman that, you know, model. I ain't know about. She been, you know, all these dates and all this stuff like that. So that changes the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So was Tom Brady wrong for marrying what his name, Giselle?
No.
I don't know how their relationship officially. I don't know how their relationship started, but I think the way it ended was stupid.
Yeah, of course she was a model way, I guess, before social media kind of was popular or whatever. But I know she was in the model scene too, and you know, and all that stuff. Isn't that right, Deuce?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so I don't know how many bottles she been popping when she been younger. Because, you know, cameras ain't been all in her face besides the model cameras.
Yeah, allegedly she left Tom Brady for her trainer, so I don't know. Allegedly.
Yeah, but allegedly Tom Brady got carried away with his career. How?
Yeah, he put his career before his marriage. Yeah. So that's what happened with that. So
yeah, it's like being a daddy that you're not there a lot, but you just sending money. They can be like, well, okay, we enjoy the money, but now, you know, the money ain't replacing you, goddammit.
Yeah, money ain't the same as having daddy around.
Yeah, it ain't the same as having daddy around. Doing what you need to do. And then, you know, she was a model and, you know, you always going practicing and traveling all over the place with the football team. And I'm over here with these damn kids. And so, you know, and she got money too, so whatever.
But see, his career, what was when he came out of retirement for that one season? That was it. That.
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl.
Even his return wasn't, you know.
Guess he had to sacrifice. I guess he had to sacrifice that. So, well, I appreciate y'all coming on. Like I said, it's been a chill one tonight. Not you know, no crazy social media story, because I was checking and I ain't really see too much that really caught my eye. That, you know, something that happened real extravagant. You know what I'm saying? So I figured we just have a chill conversation about this tonight, and maybe we'll do it again, maybe Saturday if something come up. But I appreciate y'all. Okay. Appreciate y'all blessing the panel tonight. Y'all got any shout outs, anything?
Not right now. Go ahead.
All right now. All right. Well, as always, we appreciate Deuce. We appreciate Rush the Truth for sticking in there. And what I'm telling people to go ahead and do is go ahead, comment, you like, and subscribe, and tune in for more. We're gonna be back. Make sure you hit the bell button, and we out.